Gaming and money. They're the two things our parents tell us will never coexist, but recent trends on eBay might just change their minds. On today's episode of Headlines, we'll be looking at COVID-19 updates, the Hong Kong national security law, iPhones and eBay, poisoning in Russia, protests in Thailand, Facebook-India scuffles, and finally, Kellyanne Conway's White House resignation. Welcome to Headlines. First, some COVID-19 updates. The world has more than 24 million cases. India's coronavirus case count surged past 3 million, the third highest in total behind the US and Brazil. But with daily confirmed numbers exceeding 60,000 and still climbing, it won't be long before India claims the dubious distinction of having the highest number of COVID-positive cases. Restrictions on social gatherings were reimposed in Seoul after South Korea reported its highest number of daily infections since March. According to health officials, churches are a big source of the outbreak in the country. A viral video from Wuhan prompted an international outcry last week. It showed a massive pool party in the original epicenter of COVID. China has said that the party is a testament to how well the country has dealt with the disease. Isn't this kind of like stuffing your face with chocolate because you've stuck to your diet so well? Many countries are rushing to get a vaccine to defeat the virus, but some have already declared that they have one, like Russia. But these vaccines have not completed all the trials needed for a drug to gain global approval. This has led to pressure on other vaccine venturers to bring their product to the market without knowing that it's safe and effective. The top US infectious disease expert, Anthony Fauci, wants that this will make it very difficult for other vaccine venturers to get people to sign up for trials as well. A bit of good news to wrap up the updates. Not all countries have COVID-19 positive cases. 10 countries do not have any COVID-19 cases. Yes, they're all islands which are smaller than my pinky, but hey, if you're looking for a honeymoon destination, say goodbye Maldives and hello Micronesia. Last week, a court in Hong Kong blocked bail for the first person who was charged under the new national security law. Tong Yin Kit was charged with subversion of the law and incitement of violence in July after carrying a sign that read "Liberate Hong Kong, Revolution of Our Times" and driving into a group of police officers. Tong had applied for a release from detention since his case hearing is only set for early October. However, judges Anderson Chow and Alex Lee overturned this request. The judges cited Article 42 of the law, which allows for denial of bail for a suspect if it is believed that the person will continue to commit acts that endanger national security. This is interesting but important, because the way the first few national security law cases are handled is how they're going to be followed in the future as well. After the clash between Epic Games, Android, and Apple last week, if you want more on that, make sure you check out last week's Headlines episode. iPhones hit eBay this week at exorbitant prices. The iPhones, which already had Fortnite installed on them, were selling for around $10,000 on eBay. Since Apple decided to boot Fortnite from its App Store, people who want to buy new iPhones can't install the game. So, a bit of a market bubble was created. A similar incident happened in 2014 with the game Flappy Bird. It's not Angry Birds, but boy did it make you mad. When Flappy Bird was ousted from the App Store, iPhone owners began to offer their phones with Flappy Bird already installed on it for far more than the market price. But if you're thinking of selling your iPhone online, you'd better hurry. As eBay has been flooded with iPhones for sale, the prices are coming down. In Russia, there's a gremlin in the Kremlin after President Vladimir Putin was suspected of poisoning his most vocal critic, Alexei Navalny, last week. Navalny, who is a Russian politician and anti-corruption activist, was on a flight from Siberia to Moscow when he suddenly fell ill. His family suspects that poison may have been added to a cup of tea that he drank at the airport before boarding that flight. Navalny was sent to a hospital in Berlin, as his wife said that doctors and medical experts in Russia could not be trusted. He's currently being treated and is in stable condition. The hospital has confirmed that Navalny was poisoned after Russian doctors originally denied it. He's expected to suffer lifelong effects from the poison. Navalny may have had a narrow escape, but isn't it amazing how many Putin critics have ended up dead? Double agent Alexander Litvinenko poisoned with polonium in the UK in 2006. Anna Politkovskaya, a Russian journalist critical of Putin, was shot in a lift in her building in 2006 in what was deemed a contract killing. Boris Berezovsky, a Russian tycoon who had close ties to Putin until 2013, when, well, he didn't. The list goes on and we'd be here all day. A pro-democracy movement led by student groups is gathering power across Thailand with demands for a change in government and breaking taboos by calling for reforms to the monarchy. Around 10,000 people marched in Bangkok last week to call for governmental reforms, the biggest anti-governmental rally in Thailand since 2014. The protesters are rallying against the government of Premier Prayut Chan-o-cha, who led a coup in 2014 and kept the kingdom under military rule for 5 years. The protesters want parliament to be broken up, the constitution rewritten, and an end to the harassment that they are facing. Protesters also have a list of 10 demands for the monarchy, including throwing out a defamation law that shields the powerful royal family from any sort of criticism. The law carries a jail sentence of up to 15 years. Pro-royalist groups are not happy with the ongoing unrest, and they've held their own protests, holding up signs like "Don't touch the monarchy." A lot of the protesters are students. In fact, many Thai students have made headlines for boycotting the national anthem played at the beginning of school days. Rather than standing up and singing along, they held 3 fingers up in the air, a reference to the Hunger Games. The Thai government plans to have a forum to discuss political matters with the students. Facebook and India. The billion-dollar company is currently embroiled in a hate speech scandal that is tied to the ruling Indian nationalist political party, the BJP. The company was accused of ignoring hate speech and anti-Muslim rhetoric from a BJP legislator, according to the Wall Street Journal. A top Facebook South Asia executive refused to address the hate speech issue in fear of damaging the company's business interests in India. While spokespeople for Facebook in India have said that they will take the necessary steps to address any concerns, there is also rising resentment within Facebook against such political bias, and employees have started speaking out and asking for firm action. Kellyanne Conway, the proponent of the theory of alternative facts, has announced that she is resigning from her post as senior advisor to US President Donald Trump. Conway has said that she was stepping down at the end of this month to focus on her children, giving them less drama, more mama. Her husband, George Conway, an outspoken critic of President Trump, will also be stepping back from political activism. The announcements came hours after one of the couple's daughters, Claudia, age 15, tweeted that her mother's job had ruined her life. This certainly isolates Trump even more, as Kellyanne Conway has always been his staunch supporter, even when her husband and others have denounced him. It also serves as a reminder of how society has been torn up by political discord during Trump's tumultuous White House years. On that note, those are your headlines for this week. I'll see you next time on Headlines.